up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Madre mia, what a 24 hours it has been. Firstly, some big rumors about Bernardo Silva's arrival to Barcelona. The club are planning their first offer to Man City for the Portuguese midfielder, but Bernardo Silva himself wants the deal to be done as soon as possible and is beginning to become very impatient about the transfer. But again, Barcelona is still confident they'll be able to sign him if, of course, Frenkie de Jong's situation can be resolved very soon. But of course, the players coming in this summer alongside Bernardo Silva and will guarantee signing in Marcos Alonso. Players will have the Liga Club this summer. We do have a player future update on Memphis Depay, who again is in talks with Barcelona to terminate his contract to leave the club as a free agent. And right now, Juventus are leading the race to sign the player, and also a player who's already confirmed to be leaving the club this summer on loan by the reports currently in the media, Nico Gonzalez. Over the past 24 hours, he has asked Xavi to leave on loan to gain experience and search for, guaranteed minutes, and Xavi has approved it, and now Nico is on the verge of joining Valencia on loan for the rest of the season. But of course, the big story over the past 24 hours has been about the corruption of Bartomeu's board. Of course, 1 week before resigning at the club, he did renew the contract with Marc André, Ter Stegen, Clément, Lenglet, Frenkie de Jong, and Gerard Pique, and it's now being found that those 4 contract renewals are filled with criminality, they're illegal, it's full of corruption, and we have some huge news about this whole entire circus. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 lessons video. It'd be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by No.1 Foot. No.1 Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey, it is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Now, the first player that we have been linked with is, of course, the #1 target and priority signing for Barcelona currently in the summer transfer window is, of course, Marcos Alonso. And again, we're getting more confirmation that the deal is basically on the verge of completion. Gerard has come out saying that Marcos Alonso's transfer to Barcelona is about to close. The transfer fee will be around 8 million euros with variables included, so it's an overall package, and the player will sign a 2-year contract with a 1-year option on that contract as well. So again, we got the confirmation now from Gerard from the report in yesterday's video from Mundo Deportivo, saying the entire package for Alonso will be around 8 million euros all in with variables and as the initial fee as well. I feel the fee will probably be 5 plus 3 or 6 plus 2. I can't really see it being anything lower than that. Of course, the variables I think will be not too difficult to achieve, but not too easy, maybe somewhere in the middle. Appearances, contribution on the pitch, maybe titles, wins by Barcelona as well. Overall, I think, wouldn't say it's a good deal because I don't want Marcos Alonso, but I would say it's a fair deal for the player that Xavi has requested for. He wants a veteran to come in, provide some cover for Jordi Alba, and that's pretty much it. Getting him for under less than 10 million euros for me is a perfect, dub in my opinion. So again, we'll talk about it more once the deal gets done, but Marcos Alonso's deal to Barcelona is on the verge of completion, and there is an agreement in principle with Chelsea for the transfer of the Spanish defender. Now, after signing Marcos Alonso, Barcelona's next next transfer target for this summer transfer window will be Bernardo Silva, and there has been some big advancements about his possible move to Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First, coming in from Fabrizio Romano, he's come out saying that Barcelona are preparing an offer for Bernardo Silva in case Frenkie de Jong leaves. The player is really keen on moving to Barcelona, and Barcelona are working on it, and there have been contacts with his agent, i.e. Jorge Mendes. He is the next top target for Barcelona. Again, in case Frenkie leaves. The club are very, very confident that if Frenkie de Jong does end up leaving, of course, we'll talk about the situation throughout the whole entire video, they are confident they can bring in Bernard to replace him. Of course, Xavi said, look, if we're going to sell Frenkie, I want an equal, if not better player to come in and replace him, and Barcelona are going through with that promise. But Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Bernardo Silva wants to join Barcelona, but there is impatience as there's no progress in the negotiation. There's still time, of course, but they don't want to wait until deadline day. Mendes knows that De Jong holds the key for Bernardo Silva to join Barcelona, and Bernardo Silva has spoken to Xavi and was excited about Barcelona's project. He is willing to join, but De Jong is still refusing to leave, and Barcelona's recent public statements on Frenkie de Jong's future had made Bernardo Silva pessimistic. This screams Azpilicueta, in my opinion. Of course, Azpilicueta wanted to come to Barcelona, agreed personal terms back in January, waited months and months and months and months until his deadline came. Before the Premier League season, the club did not sign him, and in the end, he renewed his contract with Chelsea. I think Bernardo is on that same page. I think Bernardo wants the deal done, I would say, in my opinion, this is not news, just my opinion, maybe a few days or a week or so before deadline day on August the 31st. I think it's actually on September the 1st, maybe this summer. But anyways, Bernardo Silva wants to get done as soon as possible. But of course, Barcelona right now are dealing with the Frenkie de Jong situation. They want to get that resolved, whether he stays, leaves, whatever it may be. Once that's solved, they will then focus on Bernardo Silva, and they're communicating to him saying, again, be patient. But now the problem is that we are hearing Bernardo Silva is becoming a bit impatient with the situation. But Gerard has come out saying that Bernardo Silva is looking for a house in Barcelona through the same agency that Koundé was looking through for a house in Barcelona as well. So if the player's looking for a house, I mean, there's gotta be some big movements there. Like, if I'm possibly have a new job opening at Las Vegas, let's say, for example, and I start looking for a house, I pretty much know the deal is going to get done, just final details. Let's say I'm negotiating with some company to join their team, and I'm looking for a house. At that point, the deal is pretty much over the line. This could be the same scenario with Bernardo. For me, him looking for a house signifies to me that personal terms are agreed, first of all, and second of all, Barcelona and Man City have agreed on a price in principle, saying that, look, if we come for Bernardo, we'll bid 80 plus 10 million euros in variables. Will you accept it? Man City said, you know what, that's a good deal. We will accept that. And of course, Man City want time to bring in that Bernardo Silva replacement as well. Ain't no way Pep's going to be happy with the top player like him leaving without a replacement as well. So keep that in mind. So we'll wait and see. I would say, we're now Tuesday, August the 9th. I would say within the next week and a few days, Barcelona have to put that bid in. Because again, keep in mind on Man City's side, they want to replace him. Bernardo still wants the deal to get done before the deadline day, at least a couple days beforehand. Does not want it to go stretch out all the way to the end. I would say in the next week or couple of days, the club have to make a bid if they do want him. And that also means that Barcelona have to resolve the Frenkie de Jong situation in a week and a few days as well. So wait and see on Bernardo. But again, the club are planning on making an offer to Man City for the Portuguese midfielder. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up, the exit that's kind of, one of the most advanced in terms of the high profile exits is the exit of Memphis Depay. Now, Relevo, Mateo Morito, and Juan Martí have come out saying that with Morata and Raspadori now impossible, Juventus think more strongly about Memphis Depay. Barcelona would accept the letter of freedom, and negotiations could start for that letter of freedom in the next few days. So again, we're still hearing more and more signs that Memphis will leave on a free if he does leave the club this summer, and we won't get a transfer fee for him. Now, Roman Augusti, who is the #1 source around Juventus, he came out saying that Memphis Depay's entourage has offered himself, for of course Memphis Depay's perspective, to Juventus. The Italian club are evaluating the possibility of signing him this summer. Again, Depay for Juventus was a plan C, plan D, and now they've reached that area. No Morata, no Werner, no Martial, no Raspadori. Next in line is Memphis Depay. I'm quite optimistic this deal is going to happen. My only concern right now is how. Will it be a loan that Sport have been saying for weeks now? Will it be the contract termination that we all know about? Or will it maybe be for a transfer fee that's very, very cheap, around 10 million euros, I would say, in my opinion. Now, Fabrizio Romano has still come out saying that only one of the players between Memphis Depay and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will leave Barcelona this summer. The question now is, who will it be? Most likely it will be Memphis. And again, Barcelona are in talks with Memphis Depay's entourage to terminate his contract by mutual consent, i.e., we don't pay any of your wages and you can go for free. That's pretty much it. Now, keep in mind, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is, of course, doing very well at Barcelona. Xavi wants to keep him. And also, he's on a lot of the promotions at Barcelona as well. His face is on the front of the Camp Nou. You know, you have the Spotify Camp Nou logo. You have Pedri, a women's player, Aubameyang, I think Ter Stegen, and then Alex Putellas, and then another player. I think it's Ter Stegen or Pique or it's Ansu Fati. So Aubameyang is using a lot of promotions, so of course the club prefer to sell Memphis. We are still hearing that Chelsea do have Aubameyang on their list, but no talks with Barcelona, just maybe small talks with the player's entourage. Again, it's looking like Memphis will be leaving. I believe he'll leave as well, and I think there's no chance of him staying with a top quality profile player like him, being 6th or 7th choice attacker right now. I think he's 6th right now with the injury of Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres comes back, he's back in 7th in my opinion. So wait and see on Memphis. Again, Juventus looking like the most likely destination. He has offered himself to the Italian club, and the Italian club now are evaluating that situation. And again, Barcelona and Memphis are in negotiation to terminate his contract by mutual consent. Now, from one Dutchman to another, the player that will generate the most revenue in the sale for Barcelona this summer, if he is sold, of course, is Frenkie de Jong. Now, of course, I will be talking about his contract situation, all that sort of stuff, the biggest news near the end of the video when I talk about all of that as a whole. Right now, when I focus on his links outside of Barcelona. Now, Mundo Deportivo come out saying that Frenkie de Jong's priority has always been to continue at Barcelona, but in the locker room, he said that if he had to leave, Chelsea would be a good option. Frenkie also admitted in that locker room league talks or whatever that he'll not accept his departure to Manchester United in any scenario. But again, we're hearing from the Manchester United press that the club is still pressing on Frenkie. They're desperate for him. They'll pay his wages. They'll pay the deferred salary. All that sort of stuff. Of course, in the same line as Chelsea. But Chelsea have Champions League football, and Manchester United do not. But Man United do have that Erik ten Hag factor, if you want to count it. Now, Juan Martí and Mateo Morito from Relevo have come out saying that Chelsea's new owner, Todd Boehly, personally called Frenkie de Jong several days ago. Frenkie listened, but reiterated his desire to stay at Barcelona. Despite the no, Chelsea will keep trying. Now, if you're a player that the club want to sell you, and an owner of another club personally calls you and tries to convince you to join and asks you to join, and you say no, it's not looking too good, of course, from the Barcelona's perspective. But Chelsea will still try. They know from now to the end of the window, and they can happen with Frenkie. Of course, talk about the big news at the end of the video. I think Chelsea right now, with especially Todd Boehly calling Frenkie de Jong personally, are a really, really strong option for Frenkie. I think Man United right now, with their form, with the state of their club, I think Frenkie de Jong would rather stay on the bench at Barcelona, play at center back, and earn 10,000 euros per week than go over there to Man United and earn, €500,000 euros per week with that shite team. I mean, my God, I watched the game against Brighton. I would feel bad to send Frenkie there. That's how bad it is at United. But I think Chelsea, very, very good option for Frenkie. But of course, we'll have to wait and see what Frenkie de Jong decides with his future. Now, a midfielder at Barcelona who is most likely to leave the club this summer, but on good terms in the form of a loan move to develop his game and get regular minutes during the season, is Nico Gonzalez. Man, this Nico story is I feel like a low-key crazy saga as well. One minute he's staying, he's leaving, he's staying, he's leaving, he's staying, he's leaving, but now it looks pretty firm that he will be leaving the club on loan this summer. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Nico has asked Xavi to let him leave on loan in search for minutes and gaining experience. Nico could leave on loan to Valencia after talks with Gattuso, but Barcelona wants him to renew his contract for one more year until 2025. Of course, retaining his value when you go into the final year of your contract, it gives the player more leverage. With this renewal, it will allow him to go on loan freely with no worry about that, come back with 2 years left on his contract, which of course is fantastic news for Barcelona. But there is the big bombshell, and it's coming in from Hector Gomez, who is the #1 source around Valencia. He came out saying that Valencia have reached an agreement with Barcelona for the loan of Nico, and personal terms have been agreed as well. The player will join on a 1-season loan with no buy option. So, Nico most likely going out on loan. That pretty much means that Miralem Pjanic will be staying at the club. How do I feel about this? I think it's the right move with Pjanic staying. Like I said, if Busquets is gonna play, 80 to 90% or 100% of matches this season, I think going on loan for Nico would be a good move, with Pjanic coming in once in a while to rotate, suspension, whatever it may be. But if Busquets is gonna get phased out this season, maybe play 60 or 70% of the matches, I would stick with Nico and play him in those minutes where those are available. But I think going to Valencia is a bit weird. Of course, Gattuso, very defensive coach. He plays a 4-4-2 flat, part of the bus counterattack. That's how he's always played. I think with Napoli, he's a bit more free, but his other jobs like AC Milan, all that sort of stuff, he's very defensive, as you can probably tell. He was a great CDM for Italy and for AC Milan as well. Bit weird in my opinion, but apparently Gattuso loves the player. He's been, trying to persuade the player for a few months now, a few weeks. So he's got his wish. Again, Nico going out on loan. We'll wait for more confirmation from the Catalonia press, but right now the Valencia press is saying that it's pretty much a done deal. Again, I think it's the best move with the current situation of the club with Pjanic staying. You do have the option of Kesse, you have the option of Roberto as well, and maybe we can bring in Bernardo and also keep Frenkie de Jong. There is that, 0.1% possibility as well. So we'll wait and see on Nico, but again, it is very likely that Nico Gonzalez will leave the club on loan this summer to Valencia after asking the manager Xavi to leave in order to gain experience and search for some minutes as well. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, a quick update on Barcelona's task to register all players for the new La Liga season coming up this Saturday on August the 13th. Now, Gerard has come out saying that Barcelona have everything ready to register the new signings and also the new contracts of Ousmane Dembele and Sergio Roberto. All they have to do now is activate the fourth lever and reduce Pique's salary. Until everyone is registered, Marcos Alonso's signing will not be announced. Again, Alonso's signing is done pending registration confirmation for the new signings and the new contract renewals. Now, Gerard has been backtracking a bit on this registration. Of course, he said a few days ago it was pretty much done. Now he's saying that, the fourth lever is needed, and also Pique has to reduce his salary as well, which of course, both very possible. Again, the fourth lever is ready to go for Barcelona. Juan Mati from Relevo came out saying that once the Liga confirms that Barcelona still cannot register all the new signings, the club plans to activate the lever of the remaining 24.5% of Barca Studios for 100 million euros. After that, Barcelona would only need around 13 million euros, which of course, Pique's salary reduction, also maybe even Busquets, will help cover that. So the club right now are saying, look, worst case scenario, if La Liga says no to our current, documents for the registration, all they have to do is activate the fourth lever, the emergency plan, and also reduce the salary of Pique and Busquets, and that will be enough. Of course, Martin Braithwaite leaving, Umtiti leaving is still pending, of course. Frenkie de Jong's salary reduction as well is still pending. All that will help Barcelona. Maybe a fourth lever is not really needed, but again, Barcelona have to plan, and currently there are no worries. Full of confidence at Barcelona that there will be no problems and that everyone will be registered for the start of La Liga against Rayo Vallecano. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is, of course, discuss the biggest news around Barcelona over the past 24 hours about the illegal contracts that Bartomeu gave to some players before, of course, resigning as the president of the club. Of course, as we all know, a week before he resigned as the Barcelona president, he renewed the contracts of Gerard, Pique, Marc André, Ter Stegen, Frenkie de Jong and Clément Lenglet, and now Barcelona have found something fishy. There are reports coming out all over the place from every single source around Barcelona saying that Barcelona's legal services find clear signs of criminality in the contract renewals of Frenkie de Jong, Marc André Ter Stegen, Clément Lenglet, and Gerard Pique, which was done by Bartomeu in October of course 2020. Candace have come out saying the Renewals bought a saving of 16 to 18 million euros in the first season, but as per Barcelona's calculations, they have a compensation by paying 311 million euros in total in due course. 3 players, apart from Pique, also doubled their salaries in the next year. The 4 players have been spoken to, and only Pique so far agrees to reach an agreement with Barcelona. Barcelona wants these contracts to be voided and returned to conditions before the renewals, but it's now up to lawyers and legal services, which clearly see criminality. Oh my god, Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Bartomeu handed over 4 contract renewals a week before, of course, resigning. It helped Barcelona save 18 million euros in the 2020-2021 season, but in due course, Barcelona will have to pay them around 311 million euros more. The club sees this as clear criminality without a shadow of a doubt. Mundo Deportivo also came out saying that Barcelona want to take De Jong, Ter Stegen, and Lenglet's renewals to the prosecution's office. Of course, not Piqué, because he will talk with Barcelona and reach an agreement. If found guilty, they will have to return to their pre-renewal salaries and will be forced to give back the extra money they earned since renewing. In a scenario, if they are found guilty, Ter Stegen and Lenglet's contracts with Barcelona will end in 2023, which of course means they will be free agents, because of course next summer is 2023, while Frenkie de Jong will be ending in 2024. So he'll be going into the final year of his contract. Oh my freaking god. This ain't no joke. We could be losing 3 players just like that because of contract renewals, which of course were scammed and criminality and illegal from Bartomeu. We knew this once he did those renewals. We knew, look, this is fishy. Why are you renewing 4 players' contract before, resigning a week later? From day one, it was fishy, but this for me is big. If the prosecution's office finds them guilty, not Ter Stegen and the players themselves, but more so the contracts being completely invalid, illegal, full of criminality, they have to go back to their previous contract, which of course means that Ter Stegen will be a free agent. That's a big player for Xavi that will be lost. Lenglet, who cares? That's probably perfect for Barcelona. Frenkie de Jong, of course, drops in value massively going into the last year of his contract, which of course is going to be a big loss for Barcelona in terms of the value of the squad. Now, Esport 3 have come out saying that Barcelona want to talk with the agents of all 4 players to discuss the criminal contract handed by Bartomeu. So far, only Piqué has shown the willingness to agree to reduction. Barcelona spoke to De Jong in the US and he told them to talk to his agent. Victor Navarro from Copa has come out saying that Frenkie de Jong, Marc André Ter Stegen, and Lenglet and their agents already know that their contracts have signs of criminality and are being studied by the Barcelona lawyers. If they are declared void, they will return to their previous contracts and could even owe money to Barcelona. Now, the reason why I'm laughing is that we're hearing that, all over the media in the UK, all this, that all Barcelona are scamming, blah, 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 the first hour, blah, 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 blah. Now the players could be ending up owing us money. How ironic. Now, Sport will come out saying that, of course, he's confirming all the news that Barcelona have contacted De Jong, Ter Stegen, and Lenglet to reach an agreement and fix the situation, but for the moment, there hasn't been any response from them. If they don't agree, the matter could go to the prosecution office and go to court. So again, that's like the worst case scenario. What the club want to do is sit down and say, look, your contract is very, very criminal, very, very illegal. Let's renew it. Let's come to an agreement with the, new terms, and then we can go from there. If they say no, then that prosecution could be coming into effect and they have to go back to their previous contracts, hence losing all their values. According to sources from the club, it is quite possible that the players would have to return to their previous contract situation and also return the extra money they have received. So, firstly on Lenglet, who cares? Get that out of the way. Pique, we'll talk about him later on. I want to focus on Ter Stegen. Now, Ter Stegen not responding to the club brings me concerns. Keep in mind, this man is 1 season away from becoming a captain of the club. If Messi doesn't come back and Busquets leaves next season and Piqué leaves next season as expected currently, Ter Stegen is becoming the second captain without a shadow of a doubt. Of course, Jordi Alba will become number 1 because he's next in line, but this man has been in the club since 2014. You know, he's been through a lot, been through some very, very good highs and some very, 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 very low lows. And when the club asks you saying that, look, your contract is very, very, you know, criminal, it's very, very illegal, a lot of problems, let's just sit down and have a chat, and you don't respond to that, brings me concerns. Of course, Ter Stegen had fights with Messi before he left as well. There's some, you know, a little bit of bad vibes coming from Ter Stegen, but early days, we'll wait and see. I would keep your eyes on that, because again, if his contract is rescinded and we do win that battle in court, prosecution, all that sort of stuff, he will become a free agent in 2023. The club could try to renew his contract, obviously, but he could be very pissed off. He took me to court, screw you, and could just end up leaving. So, Ter Stegen's situation is very, very interesting. Keep your eyes on that. Again, Lenglet, who cares? Let's focus on the big one, which of course is, in fact, Frenkie de Jong. Now, Victor Nevada from Coke came out saying that only a year after signing for Barcelona, Bartomeu extended de Jong's contract until 2026 by reducing his salary for that season and almost doubling it for the following seasons after that. The current board asked Frenkie de Jong for help, and he referred to them to his agent. So again, the club spoke to him personally, said, look, your contract is pretty much fucked, pretty much. Let's be honest. We need to talk, and we need to reduce it. We need to talk about different payments, think about this and that. He said, talk to my agent, Ali Dursun, here's his number, talk to him, and he walks away, essentially. So, you might be wondering, why is he doing that? But we do have some updates. Onday TV3 came out with a massive report on Frenkie de Jong. Strap your seatbelts. Frenkie de Jong and his entourage believe that Barcelona should take responsibility and they should be paying him the contract that they promised him. They believe that the fact that Barcelona has no money is not their fault. Frenkie de Jong and his entourage believe that they will have already fulfilled their part of the deal, as the player was paid only 3 million euros in the 2020-2021 season and 6 million euros in the 2021-2022 seasons, figured they consider below Frenkie's value. Very, very true. This man is earning peanuts over the past 2 seasons. Fully understand that part. Frenkie de Jong and his entourage do not understand how his contract renewal passed through audits, La Liga Regulation, and forensic without any speculation. They don't believe that there's criminality in his 2020 contract extension as well. Frenkie de Jong and his agent are also very disappointed with Jordi Cruyff. In the next few days, they could give their version of the situation through the press. Frenkie. I don't know what to say about this man. Look, the man deserves his money. Let's be honest. I want to go back to that. Like, where is this? He's been earning 3 million euros last season and then 6 million euros last season. Freaking peanuts, man. Peanuts. For the player that he is, peanuts. Look, Barcelona do have a get out of jail free card, and that is that mentioned in Chelsea right now, according to reports. Will pay this 20 million euro deferred salary. Ain't no problems whatsoever. But the club, I feel like, want to keep Frenkie, because why are they going through all this effort? Just get the Chelsea Man United to pay the 20 and give it to him. He bums off. You get 75 million euros for him. By bing, bang, boom, everyone's happy. But why are the club so into this situation, which they don't really have to be in too much? But I don't know, man. I'm very, very, how should I say it? Not sitting on the fence, but kind of, I'm going to just watch this from afar and then just give you guys my opinion and see what happens. Because right now, we can't predict anything. I think the situation that Frankie's in is very, very sad, very, very disappointing, very, very worrying, very, very scary. We know these contracts from Bartomeu were criminal. I would say probably a month or so after he resigned. We're thinking, why the bloody hell you're renewing 4 players' contract who still have a lot of years left on their deals? I think Ter Stegen had 1 year left of his deal, so that was I think Ter Stegen and Piqué actually had 1 year left in their deal. I think, of course, Frenkie de Jong was still a brand new player. I think Lenglet maybe had 2 years, maybe 1, but I knew for a fact that Ter Stegen and Piqué only had 1. He did it on purpose, Bartomeu. We all know this. Who renews these 4 players, puts their deferred salary so low beyond belief, and says, oh, since you deferred your salary, it seems like, oh, you're just going to get your money paid over a longer period of time. Here's triple your money. Again, I want to go back to the statement about how much Barcelona owe. Just give me a second, because this for me still boggles my mind. We saved 16 to 18 million euros for their first salaries, of course, during the pandemic. Okay, makes sense. But they were paying them 300 million euros to save 18 million euros. Anyone else here just freaking confused to hell? Like, it's just corruption. It is corruption beyond belief. This man blatantly did it on purpose. There is no two ways about it. What person thinks it makes sense to save 18 million euros to sacrifice 300 million euros? Like, if we're talking 18 to 25, okay, 18 to 30, meh, 18 to 15, whoa, 18 to 300. We'll wait and see. Again, this news is only breaking over the past 24 hours. It's going to pick up a lot over the next few days. Again, keep in mind, Liga Registration is coming up this weekend. I feel that the club right now want to push for a solution on the Frenkie de Jong side, the way on Lenglet, Ter Stegen, and Pique. But for Frenkie de Jong, they have got to push for a solution as soon as possible. We'll wait and see. But again, I'm just going to sit here and wait and see what happens and give you guys my opinion on it. And of course, let you guys know about the news, because right now, the situation is just too delicate. There's just too many litigations involved. You know, you got the prosecutor's office, Barcelona's lawyers, the Barcelona board, the agent, the player. It's so bad. But again, we knew this. Bartomeu is a freaking cunt. We've known this for years and years and years now. Am I surprised that these conduct were criminality? Nope. We all knew this. Again, a few months after he resigned, we already knew this. But now that Barcelona have concrete evidence, I hope and I pray to God every single day this man ends up in jail. Look, I'm not a hateful person, right? I see this a lot in my videos, by the way. I'm not a hateful person. I don't really hate anyone in this world. There is one man that I do hate in this world, and that if I had one bullet, you know what would happen, and that is Josep Maria Bartomeu. We'll see what happens with this, but of course, with the scenario, there is, wouldn't say a positive side, but there is a good point of view to look at, because of course, when the players had a situation with their contract is Gerard Pique, but no word with Piqué. Victor Navarro from Cope came out saying that Barcelona are in negotiations with Gerard Piqué for a new contract. It will be until 2024 with a drastic salary reduction. Piqué has been willing to help the club from the first moment they asked him. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Gerard Piqué's case is different from the other three renewals in Ter Stegen, Lenglet, and Frenkie de Jong. Back in 2020, his contract was only extended for 2 years, but there was no salary increment. Moreover, he's currently willing to reduce his salary to help the club. My freaking center back. This for me is something Piqué had to do for his sanity, and also for his future presidential campaign election as well. If he did not reduce his salary, ain't no way in hell he had a chance of becoming a president in the future. Of course, we all know that's one of his big goals in the future. I think with this, it pretty much guarantees him to become the president in the future, and of course, guarantees him, well, not even guarantees him, just solidifies his legendary status for this club. Again, reduced his salary last season and willing to do so this season, even as probably we would say right now, 4th or 5th center back choice right now at the club. For me, an absolute legend at the club, no shadow about it. El Presidente, Pique Beckenbauer, you know, it's all over the place. But it does not stop there, because his best friend and the captain of Barcelona currently, Sergio Busquets, will be joining him. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Captain Sergio Busquets is also open to reducing his salary and helping the club if necessary. Victor Navarro from Cope came out saying that Piqué and Busquets have made it clear to the board that they will help the club in whatever needs necessary. There is total pre-deposition. Barcelona would activate the 4th lever if necessary, and they also have the 2 captains as backup. Now, keeping in mind, this is both these 2 players very, very likely last season at the club. They don't have to do this. This is just for pure love of the badge, and I absolutely appreciate that. Again, people slate them. They have bad performances here and there, but there's no doubt that these 2 players are absolute pure legends of the club. Not only on the pitch, but also off the pitch as well. Shout out Busi and Jerry. Absolutely love them to bits. Hope this season they can leave on an absolute high. But again, both captains are ready to reduce their salary to help the squad register all the new players and of course drastically reduce the wage bill as well. I think Jordi Alba is part of that camp as well. Of course, Roberto already reduced his salary with his contract renewal, so he already did his part. Credit to him as well. Jordi Alba, I think his wages are not too high, but again, the club may ask him later on in the window to reduce the wage bill as an overall as well. But again, Jerry and Busi will reduce the salary if the club asks them for, solidifying their legendary status and of course helping out the club in their need. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly is that Bernardo Silva is possibly moved to Barcelona this summer. Do you think it'll happen or not? Secondly, on Memphis Depay leaving, are you happy that he's leaving? You know, do you want that 20 million euros? Are you disappointed that he's going for free? And what are your overall thoughts on the situation as well? Thirdly, on Nico going out on loan to Valencia for the rest of the season, your thoughts about that as well. And last but not the least, your thoughts on this whole entire corruption that Bartomeu has caused at this club, and also your thoughts on Busquets and Gerard reducing their salary as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.